Hey all, in this video I'm going to talk about the import of CSV purchase order into the NetSuite system. Now as you can see the Excel sheet, this is the CSV data which we are going to import into the NetSuite system for the creation of purchase order. As you can see, there are totally 11 columns in this Excel sheet. First one indicating the external ID by which we can track the vendor purchase order in the NetSuite system. Second is the vendor name, which is due date. Third is the supervisor approval. Fourth is the due date. And fifth is the transaction date in which it has been created. This is the memo field, and this is the location. This field is a subsidiary field. And here we can see and in this column, we can see the different types of items what we are ordering. And here is the number of quantity of items what we are ordering from the vendors. And this is the rate per unit quantity. As you can see in this Excel sheet, I have highlighted 6 different vendors in different colors. So each particular color indicating different vendors and the associate purchase details. So this is the end of the step number 1. So step number 1 in short is to make sure that all the details, CSV import details, what we have entered in the Excel sheet is correct. Before we save this particular Excel sheet, we have to make sure that all the rows below the entries has been deleted. So there is no error which may happen. There is no chance of error which may come into the instance when we import. So now I'm placing the cursor here and saving the record. Now in step number 2, we are about to import the purchase order into the NetSuite system. So now I will navigate to setup, import and export, and save CSV imports. Just to make sure, just keep a note that I have already created the CSV import criteria. So now let me show you the CSV import which I have already created. CSV import criteria which I already created. So this is the CSV criteria. So I'm just opening it. Now we have to make sure here the import type is transaction. The record type is purchase order. And now we have to select the file, the desired file which we are trying to import. So now I select the file and click open here. Now I go to the next step. Now here you can see the data handling. Since I'm creating the new record, so I'm just clicking the radio button add. Now I click next button. So here we have to make sure that all the data from the Excel sheet has been mapped to has been routed to the correct fields in the PO record in the NetSuite. So as you can see from this Excel column which I have created in step 1. So these are the name of the column details which has been displayed over here in left-hand side, which has been mapped to the corresponding fields of the PO record in NetSuite. Now, after reviewing all the details which has been mapped to the respective fields, I click next button. And this is the name of the imports. So this can be named as per the user preferences. So now I click save and run. Now I click the import job status. Now the import is in progress. I click the refresh button in the job status page. As you can see, the process has been completed and all 6 records has been successfully imported. This is the end of step 2. Now in step 3, we are here to find the number of PO records what we have created in NetSuite via CSV imports. So to do that, we go to list, we go to search, we go to save search and click new. Now we are about to find the transactions. Now I search for transactions. So basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm searching for PO records created, which is a part of a transaction. So I select the type of the transaction from the criteria of save search, which is purchase order. Now I created, since the purchase order is created today, I shortlist with the date created. So let me type today. I set it. Now I type the word mainline so that I don't have multiple entries of same purchase order because of multiple items in that particular purchase order. Now I preview it, or you can save. Okay, let me save. Let me save purchase order created on new purchase order. New purchase order PO created on 21st March 2024. I'm just saving it and running it. So let's see if any purchase order which is being populated. So now here I can see there are six purchase order which has been created to CSV imports. So now let me add the external ID which was typed in first place when we created the CSV import just for tracking purpose. So I just edit this search, go to the results, include external ID, add, select it, move it to the top. All right. So now let me save and run again. So now we can see the external ID which is mentioned here in the list. Which was initially typed in external ID. So to make sure that we have imported all the PO records into the NetSuite system. So here we can see the match. So now we can make sure that come to a conclusion that all the PO records has been imported into the NetSuite system. This is the end of the step 3. So now we can open any of the random PO records what we have created today. So here we can see the PO record has been generated and the status is pending receipt. Here is the PO number which has been internally generated by the NetSuite system. This is the date which we have provided in the Excel sheet, the transaction created date, and this is the receive date, due date in the Excel sheet, the transaction created date, and this is the receive date, due date for receiving the item from the vendor. And this is the memo field which we have included in this is the details of the memo field which we have included in the Excel sheet in the first place, as you can see here. And here is the location, subsidiary, and the corresponding items for the particular PO. So just to match the details from the Excel and from the NetSuite system, we can see the location over here mentioned is the same, subsidiary mentioned in the NetSuite system is the same, and we can see the purchase items, type of purchase items here. And the quantity and the rate here, quantity, rate, quantity. This is the rate for this particular item. Rate, quantity. And one more thing, and here we can see the source of the data creation is via CSV. Since we created this particular record via CSV, as we can see in the system that is mentioned as CSV. So this is the end of the step 4. So from fulfilling all these 4 steps, we make sure that PO record has been generated in NetSuite correctly. Thank you.